everyone, my name is Mitz, and here back with Head's Code. We're about to go with A to explore a few rooms, and out of everyone in the cast right now, he's probably the person I'm gonna find the most suspicious. And yeah, this is taking out from what we know of like Birth Me Code. I don't think the twins could have anything to do with this, because they're being like helped out to be like, by Etine and Marco, like, to like for help to get away from it. But they're part of this, so I guess there's some big plan in here. There's a whole thing about E being here, which I'm completely sure of by now that literally that is E288. Besides the whole, I went back to watch the old ending of Birth Me Code, and like legitimately, it's like almost similar to how her situation is. And the hair clips of her head, they're similar to we see here in the mirror. I don't even think Marco's anywhere involved in this. I think this is like a completely new entity. It's the what was their name again? I forgot. The MTS. It's all they're doing. So, I don't believe it's Ray, because yeah, reasons. So that leaves it A. So I'm gonna be very suspicious about him. After a few seconds, the doors opened. After another few seconds, they closed. Remained silent as the train did its routine. I like that jingle. The same chime from earlier sang its little tune. Then we were off. Approaching station. Laboratory. Oh yeah, we're going to the laboratory. I forgot the individual room we're going to. Since we had some time again, I quickly chose how to use it. More choice. A's background it contains A's age and their age gap. I'll go to these other ones like when we get to another route, which, think about it now, it's been a while and we're not even allowed to get to it. Let's see the flowchart at all. That's gonna be interesting to see. But let's see, I want to know about the bag and the whole braille pens. Your bag is the only thing I've seen that hasn't been confiscated by Smiley so far. My phone, my wallet, everything's gone. The same for M. Dang, I don't have my cash or credit cards on hand. How am I gonna pay for this when I get out of here? These train rides are too free. What exactly is in there if it's not too rude? Oh, it is rude. Oh, nothing special. All there is in there are my usual necessities, like braille pens for my job. If I had to assume, I was left with this bag to better help the communication between the people here. Without it, I would have remained the only one who could talk with E. Though it would have been much simpler if he would have taken it away. I'm sure the fact that I have more possessions that hasn't escaped the eye of many others in the group. It is such a shame. Perhaps they'll choose a trust me list as a result. He sighed and gave me a sad smile, which made him look even older. I didn't really know what to think of his bag, to be entirely honest. One thing I knew, I didn't like that he had it. So I need to kill him before he kills me with that bag. There's something in there he didn't want anyone else to find out about. Finally, the train slowed down, making upon the station we've been waiting for. Let's get a move on. It would be silly to make this walk take any longer than necessary, after all. We do have to go back as well. Now I have the whole thing with Jasmine as well. Oh boy. I have no idea what to make of that, really. Don't know if it's like Simon's old paranoia or not. Wouldn't you agree? I agreed, yet I remain uncertain of this man's motives. We both left the train, and just as quickly, we went for the lobby. The old man was leading the chase. He was moving rather rapidly, disregarding my pace. Hey, wait up, you! It felt as though he'd grown impatient. I wonder how we're gonna try to deal with it when he finds the knife drawer. His manners were less polite than before. I felt strange how he changed so much so quickly. We have things to discuss. I figure I may trust you with this kind of thing, but first I must swiftly investigate this place to be certain of my hunch. Your hunch? Once we're in the laboratory, he quickly examined the room. First of all, I will share with you that I work for a very rich company as a researcher. You could say the company has a goal to better humanity as a whole. However, I'll be straight with you. The company I'm part of is doing some illegal activities. So I'm assuming you're part? I don't know if you're like part of a research institution that's away from the MTS, or like literally you're just part of a company that like in the MTS like technically has control over, or maybe they're trying to get control over something. It has something to do with the game. That's surprising. Shouldn't you want to hide this stuff? He didn't stop moving as he spoke. He shook his head. Of course not, but because my role isn't to participate in these experiments, but to, as they say, take out the trash. Okay. You could think of me as some kind of internal secret police. Oh, so you weren't lying to the night part. Okay. There are some branches in this organization that are less reliable. Problematic, to put it simply, if that came to light. This is a rather unique location. He motioned the entire room, but he didn't mean this room. Clearly, this old man meant that the entire refurbishing of the metro was a part of what he was investigating. When I say unique, I don't truly mean it because we had another one very similar to this one somewhere else. He opened the drawer and looking at their contents. I looked over his shoulder and I noticed that there was a knife rack. One of the knives was missing. Not long ago, there was a fantastical explosion which removed the other location completely. This wasn't in the plans at first, but that was the result to remove that problematic place. Wait, you mean the subway in New York? Okay. I'm unable to say anything else about it. Country, I'm a cease and desist, and that kind of contractual business. Breach of contract. Oh my god. At any rate, I am here to bring Smiley justice and I require assistance. When we capture him, you'll be hailed as a hero. He offered a smile. You could tell that he was genuinely looking for help, but was that because he was unsure about his own chances of success? This was a deal in which I had nothing to lose, though. Okay, but I'll need to know more. I'm already your inquiries, but I'll be unable to provide you with more details. It's on a need-to-know basis, unfortunately. Otherwise, he'll need a little more. Oh no. This whole time, he'd been very talking low, and I only noticed just now. Smiley may catch wind of what I'm doing. He pulled back to where he'd been before. Now I came here because that hunch about something that may relate to another object that I found earlier. Of course, at first I didn't think you and Jay would truly be hiding something from me. The old man took a glance towards the strong door. Crud, he found it. Well, it's not that it was difficult to do since it was pretty plainly open. Yeah? For us to succeed, you were forbidden to keep this kind of knowledge from me. That is because of this. He went to his bag and pulled out what looked like a strange remote. It had over 26 buttons on its surface, each labeled with a letter. Near the top was a small screen which showing a few asterisks. The man pushed a few more buttons and pointed the remote at the door without a handle. The beep coming from a single error and the screen cleared itself. I don't know how many attempts we had with this, but as I toyed with it earlier, I thought to perhaps enter some digits. Turns out this remote takes 5 of them. Unfortunately. He sighed as his lack of knowledge weighed as would the world upon his shoulders. I do not know the password. It's a 5-letter word? I believe this room is far more important than you might have previously thought. There's a primary search now. Wait, aren't we searching for the 9th person? Yes, but let's just say that is no longer our priority. At least for you. Have you found them? I was slightly mistaken. It is not really a 9th person. I figured as much. I've a good cause to believe that this remote is the object we're supposed to find. Huh. The 9th person probably is... The man nodded towards the strong door. In there? The best hiding place in a room people can't access. If I had to guess, this tool could be used to open any and all doors you may come across. As long as I see the password then, huh? Are you supposed to get a hint for that kind of stuff? Look at this door, for example. He reached for the wall and let his hand slowly come down a smooth surface. Caress the wall. It has no handle, and yet it's clearly a door with a window tantalizing us with the contents it holds. Wow, look at that. It still reminds me of the reactor tank, if I'm getting the name right from, next game. This would have no purpose to be shown if it wasn't something important. It may very well be where Smiley is as well, watching all these monitors and orchestrating our every move. I doubt that part. I mentally calculated the amount of attempts would have needed to brute force the remote's code. It would be something like 26 to the power of 5. Yeah. If what he said was true and we had limited attempts, doing that would be impossible. So all we can do is just hold off for it for now. Of course, as I'm sure you're eager to leave, we cannot simply go right now. If you managed to make your way out of here, maybe that too would have been part of Smiley's plan. My question is, did you find this remote in a room, or was this on you the entire time? Perhaps he intends on freeing my organization, which is a beneficial entity, so a malevolent institution needs to be caught and shut down. In reality, he is the criminal. Do you understand? I guess, but if we can leave, then I will. Is that fine for my terms? He didn't look too pleased with that, but he abdicated quickly. Very well. I guess those are the best terms I will get out of you. Rest assured, as soon as we find the way in, I will let you go, and you'll be free. He handed me the remote. I took it with slight surprise. Huh. This is my gift for you right now. If you find anything that will let you use this remote by investigating other stations, you would do what will let me know. I leave it with you so that you may check for yourself. I already have memorized what this remote looks like, what its function seems to be, and the engravings in the back. Oh, engravings? To hell, I realized there were little dots at the back. Braille. However, none of it meant anything to me. Yeah, you don't know the secret artificial language known as the Braille. I wonder if Braille, the name for Braille, is actually French. What are those for? Need to know basis. Okay, thanks. If it happens that it's important for me to share with you, I will. Okay. I didn't like how he insisted on keeping me in the dark, but also wanted me to cooperate. This is increasingly becoming a one-way deal. But wait, if this is where Smiley is, why would he give us a way to reach him? Yeah, that's what I immediately thought. I honestly don't know. Perhaps in his insanity, he's decided to give us a fair chance. Let's not squander it. At any rate, our business here is concluded. I have deduced from your handling of E that you would be most trustworthy individual to share in this endeavor. You should not share any of what I told you with anybody else, even your acquaintances. I have strong suspicions that one of them is Smiley's accomplice. Well, I know technically, like, Marco is technically, like, if we're going to assumption that Smiley is the person who works for MTS, then I guess, yeah. As to say, a traitor. Don't think Marco's behind this or really too much helping him out, but he has more information about this than we do. My eyes widen in apprehension and disbelief. I didn't think Jasmine or Marco could have been allied with Smiley. You only know Marco for 3 years, and you never talked to Jasmine in 4 years, so yeah. But even if they know, if anybody knows, wouldn't they be unable to act? They can act like they don't know? Or literally, like, this whole scenario has been made, you know, completely, mysterious to them, so even they, like, can't really act. Like, they purposely were left in the dark so they could just, like, react naturally to everything they see in the first basis. So, yeah. We'll think of it this way. If we were all chosen at random, and thus our fate doesn't matter, they might kill everyone else until they could simply research this entire thing within their mismatched cast of randomly picked individuals. And if the one suspected to be the culprit is Smiley himself, then I had no doubt he wouldn't think twice before killing you, your friends, and everyone else. He put some emphasis on the mention of my friends. Friends. He did have a point. Before we go, do you doubt anybody in particular? I thought about the only people I really knew about, Jasmine and Marco. Yeah, just the fact that now, like, technically there's this whole scene. The fact that there's this whole scene, and we know Birth Me Code. The way how both these games are set up to, like, not spoil each other in a way. Does that add the experience to playing either method of order? Yeah, okay, this is gonna be more complicated. I'm living for it. I knew Marco, quote-unquote. He did study in fields of science, so he wouldn't be incapable of setting this whole thing up. But I just couldn't see him in that role. The jokester. He was a buffoon. How dare you? Perhaps he was a smart buffoon, but a buffoon nonetheless. Oh, in the flesh. Jasmine had changed since I last seen her before all this. Perhaps Jasmine... It's been 4 years. Of course she changed. Perhaps she might have been the accomplice. Dun-dun-dun. However, that was only a random guess. I didn't want this man to suspect Jasmine. After all, there was an equal chance it could have been Ray. He had the physique to play the role of Smiley. He was incapable, angry, and always took sips. That's what makes him Smiley. The fact he sipped so much sunscreen from his flask. For all I knew, that could be an act. E was disabled and twins were young. The chances they were involved in this were remarkably slim. After all, who'd ever heard of a situation like this being orchestrated by a teen or disabled person? I think it's always the first time for everything, so... I mean, technically, I know another game in which the whole thing, the mastermind was a teenager, but we're not going to go into that, even though I like it too much, the game a lot. No, I don't have any doubts right now. I'm trying to think about it, but nothing comes to mind. That was my first real lie. I knew about Occam's razor. It was an idea that went along these lines. The simplest answer usually is the correct one. If there are multiple competing explanations, the simplest one is usually correct. The problem was, the hypothesis was that Jasmine's the accomplice, and I didn't like that. No, not my crush. I don't want it to be her. But yeah, Let's go back down to the train then. Before we left, I took another glance at the big door. For some reason, when I looked at that, I thought he said, like, I took another big sip at the door. Like, okay. Beyond it, between the door and the room was a tiny, very imperceptible set of scanners. It was equipped with them, much like any other exit hallway. What was the meaning behind that? Was this an exit too? I kept to myself. That's what we needed to get ninth person. Get that ninth person, even if A believed otherwise. As I stepped down the stairs, I figured if A was right and this remote was the way to ninth person, then no scanners wouldn't make sense. I'd be set up in such a way as to require the ninth person to reach the ninth person. Since that's clearly impossible, wasn't that room had to be something else? I thought about it while we waited for the train, but nothing came to mind. That was a total enigma. Having said all that needed to be said, our trail back to the lounge was quiet. Yes, we chose no topic and we're completely silent. You don't know what you have until it's lost. We came back to the lounge where everyone else was waiting. Jasmine greeted us first. Hi, Simon. Did you see anything that would incriminate me? If you did, then I'm a stabby stab. The knife is missing, so... Unless someone decided to stop at the laboratory. Literally because every single time, so like literally we can't even blame her. It could be someone else who literally just like, you know. But that would mean that literally since people were grouped together the whole time, that means one group prepared like knows, like, you know, they have a knife on hand and they're gonna keep silent about it, so You were gone for quite a while. Many of us wondered if we should just go ahead and keep exploring, since it looked as if you had gone on to do that. I don't mind being shy by Jasmine this time, but it was still something embarrassing. Despite that, I remember what A had told me. We shouldn't share information. We took a long stroll, what can I say? Well, how about we take a small pause and head out afterwards? Sounds good by me. Okay, that's fine, but not too long. There's little to do here anymore, and like you two, we've been holed up here the whole time, sipping away our woes and new regrets. This is just my investigation, disguised as an offer to take a bit of a longer break. I need to keep watch or anything that would point me in the direction of the accomplice, if they even existed. I wanted to find Smiley just like A, but it was still difficult to trust the old man. For one, he didn't trust me with his name despite knowing mine, did he? At least he didn't blackmail me with it. Most of all, I wanted to leave this place alive with my friends. Apparently he still doesn't... Oh wait, yeah, Marcos said Simon's name, so... Technically he already knows like the three of us. I don't really want to go into details, but there was a group of people at the school who kept doing weird stuff. G was staring at H trying to accuse her of something, but I disregarded their little talk about their school disputes. Let me see that again. I don't really go into details, but there was a group of people at our school who kept doing weird stuff. I wanted solid material, so I could grasp and mold in my two hands. Well, that's putty, that's not solid. I left them alone with Marco and A. Still, the fact I've been harassed by the cool guys, the cool kids, during my own bad time at school might have been a part in why I was this afraid of things. Oh. The more I tried to trace the thought of the secret room from my mind, the more curious I grew. I thought about it. Anything to take my mind off the other subject. I shouldn't have given it much attention, instead focused on something getting out of here, but I had an irresistible desire to know. Time to sneak away and go back there. No, that's not gonna work. It was as if like you were given a box, a button on top. If you're told not to press it, wouldn't you get the desire to do so to see what happened? Yes. The natural course of action is not to take unnecessary risks, so you wouldn't push it, of course. That's the safest path, and nothing would happen. You'd simply resume your normal life. But there's a ghost to haunt you from that day onward. The encounter had been memorable. You'll keep wondering, what if I had pushed the button? Maybe it would have gained riches beyond my understanding. It's a genie in a button bottle. Maybe it would have gained immortality. Maybe it would have gained superpowers. Okay, okay. Maybe it's just a button that did nothing at all. Curiosity killed the cat. You know the proverb. That's like the whole proverb, actually. I didn't care for the fixed version that said satisfaction brought it back. Oh, what? Oh, come on. This proverb was a warning that if you ran headfirst into your curiosity, you might suffer from it. A bit like, if you learn something, you can't learn it. Wait, we're talking about cats here? Sure, no. If it didn't check what's in there, it would nag me internally, but it was definitely dangerous. Which one was the worst fate? Can't learn it. So long as I didn't run headfirst into abyss of darkness. So did anyone find anything regarding the ninth person? This took me on my daydream. Right, the ninth person. I glanced over at A, who didn't even stare back in my direction. If we didn't, I'd like to head out now and investigate other places. That sounds like something a traitor would say, nah. There are stations we haven't searched yet. That's correct, according to the map the twins have found. He took it out of his bag. Most likely he'd taken possession of it when he spoke with the twins. It seemed A had more success in his investigation than I had. I eyes at him, continued. There are a number of stations to check. Mainly in the western direction, we have 3 stations: the pool, the rec room, which I assume stands for recreation, and the reactor. That sounds dangerous. Indeed. In the other direction, the east and northward, we have 2 more stations, the church and the theater. In total, that makes 5, which, even if we split up and cover them all, would leave 1 to be seen. I saw something wrong with this map. There are a lot more stations than this in the metro. Did Smiley just run out of themes? If each location has a theme around a single thing, then maybe that was the case. Perhaps his influence links into this much. 5 stations. How many routes of the metro are there? It's possible that if we're looking for a 9th person, they may have been tasked with our avoidance, then they may be on the move as well. That's assuming Smiley spoke to them too, I think. Well, no. Think about it. If they're Smiley, they'll want to avoid capture. If they're an accomplice of Smiley, they would want to avoid us as well. The only scenario where the 9th person would want to be found would be if it was one among us, and we are all here. All 8 of us. So your plan would be to have us all move around? Close. I thought we should go westward with 3 teams, while the 4th one goes to the station on the other side. If we keep watching the one furthest away, then the 9th person won't be able to avoid them. Any objections? That actually sounds like a reasonable plan. Nobody spoke. Didn't know what E thought of his plan, but he resumed before I could ask her. I frowned a little. He was moving a little quickly. I thought he might have wanted to personally inspect everyone else to make sure they weren't Smiley or his accomplice. Very good, then. Or he's putting pressure on people. Let's form the teams. I'm going to go explore a new room, so I figured he'd take E, leave me to go with someone else. The team on guard duty would most likely involve E because there'd be no puzzle room to solve. However, he requested to go with H, to which G vehemently opposed. I'd rather go with my sister if that's not an issue. Understandable, but there is an issue. I'd come to the conclusion that we'd be better off pairing with others we were less familiar with. It would give us this insight we'd never gotten otherwise. He flashed a reassuring smile. The twins and the twin ended up agreeing. Fine. I get that we're all in this together, and if you want to leave, we'll need every bit of knowledge we can get. As long as you don't have to go with that pink witch. She doesn't short at everyone else under that nickname. While G, Ray, Marco, and Jasmine deliberated who would pair up together, A approached me and suggested something interesting. How interesting is this proposal? I believe that you should go with E. I know you may want to explore another station, but please, keep an eye on her and go through the ones we already explored. She wouldn't be very helpful in the puzzle room, in the way you can make sure nobody would forget to find something, either voluntarily or not. That's gonna be interesting, because we were always like, all the choices I make was going for E. Wonder if we're gonna get that ending. By the time I nodded, deliberations coming from there before were over. So I'll go with J then. I got something to ask her. Nothing big, but it might as well be then. Trying to find out what links Alice is here too? Something like that. Now shut up. Okay, can do, Mr. Sir. A bit of heat rushed to my head as I was getting angry. Okay. Partially it was also envy. I did want to go with Jasmine, but I understood the weight of what I knew. I'm okay with it. And that way, G can go with M. The 2 others looked at each other. Marco looked extremely awkward. Despite his usual, most likely fake confidence, he was really bad at meeting new people, especially if they were in his age range. And the fact that yeah. That it's settled. Let's make our way for the train. Although I suppose our fourth group might want to go the other way, yes? Why is that? S and E have already elected for guard duty while we explore those 3 stations. I clenched my teeth. So that's what you decided, you duplicitous old man. Well, in the end, I wasn't too angry, but I understood him a little better. He really likes spinning words in his favor. So long as you don't stick to the train for too long, or else they'll take you somewhere you can't come back from. Are you saying you're telling us are you saying that we should stay in the train the whole time as guard duty? Or just stay in the other 3 rooms to watch over? Once our 3 things are done, we'll go back and fetch you. Yeah, hope that's fine. Let's go already. The earlier we go, the earlier we're out. All of them left after brief farewells, leaving the 2 of us alone. In a way, I wasn't too mad about going out with E, though wording it that way was embarrassing at some level. Yeah. I thought you were cunning linguist, okay? Watch your words, you ignoramus buffoon. I explained the situation to her since A neglected doing it. I took many papers and it was long and laborious. In the middle of it, I heard the train come and go downstairs. Finally, I finished telling her everything. As I heard no train pass by, the 9th person wouldn't be getting by us yet. Still, I remember what A had told me. 9th person may very well be stationary too. I didn't truly believe they were mobile, so I was probably going to explore a station regardless. Let's go now. We have weeks enough time. The others have gone for a while, right? She couldn't see me. I nodded. Yes. 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 Force of habit. Meh. I took her to the other side of the station, down the stairs, into the lobby. Beyond it was the station. Hopefully there's handrails in the stairs, because, like, yeah, blindness, and yeah, that was going to take a while. Then we waited for the train in silence. I had very little to tell her. Instead, I tried to think about how I could tackle a strange endeavor. I want to try and lock the door, but with limited chances it wouldn't go so well. Re-exploring the station was also a waste of time, so I ignored it on our trajectory. It said that we were going to explore... Crud, I forgot what the next one was. The official name was something or another, but what was there again according to the maps? The old man had them, I forgot what it was. When the train arrived, I sat in with E. This entire trip would be a little boring. Didn't really have anything to tell E in the moment, nothing much happened. Dun, dun, dun. The door's closed. Approaching station, security. Maybe there's cameras there so we can actually look through footage in that for that kind of thing. Maybe. Doubt it, but yeah. The train left the station, I suddenly remembered what it would be. Right, it was a security room. No, securita means it means it's a safe room. The footage from the cameras looked pretty interesting to search. Maybe I'll find some secret. Knowledge is power, huh? Always in one. If I learned something A wanted to know, maybe I can use that and get him to admit everything he's doing. I need to know basis by ass. I'll go to myself in rave fashion before the train came to a stop. Like going to myself all the time. Grabbing E's hand, I pulled her out of the train and we both made for the staircase. Suddenly, I felt a shiver. This is dangerous. I didn't know anything about what's up these staircases. We could only be 2 at these stations, so I wrote to E onto the paper. I didn't want her to come up. It may have been something more dangerous to leave her down here, but it wouldn't be good if she came up and we all got beheaded because the 9th person was there. She nodded to me understanding as I was off into the lobby. Up the stairs. I don't know how to feel about that part. Supers! Oh, look at that. How super duper of this place to have it. And wow, that's a lot of VHSs. And finally, the room proper had tons of screens. What's that over here? The twins saw this room, but I couldn't tell exactly what they did. In the middle of the room, there was a computer. Oh, I think it's this thing. Oh, that's not it. Wait, oh, that's another symbol there. In the middle of the room, there was a computer. I tried to access it and found some files. There was a second room that I'd get to it, but this seemed promising. I found many files, but they were all named gibberish, and they were all encoded too. I couldn't watch any of them, even if they were clearly worth video footage. I guess we can't, like, convert the files to anything else, or they're just complete gibberish. What is the screen looking at? What am I seeing? There's only one screen turned on. The footage showed parts of a spacious room. There was a large arch right in front of the camera. An arch. On it hung some kind of hooked object. Nothing was happening to view. I figured no one went through that room. Either the theater or the church, then. I went to check the other room next to this one, but seeing this was full of electronics, I decided to cut to the chase and leave to head back down to the station. Sure, the electronics, but nothing was functional. I don't really, like, I can't even think of what we can even really do here anymore, so yeah. When installed, the room was probably shut down on its own. Back downstairs, I passed the paper over to E, explaining the situation while I was upstairs. She googled my predicament. I didn't know it was so funny. Do you like spying on people when they don't know you're around? Oh. I'm not a peeping Tom. Don't worry, just take a seat with me. I blushed a little at the accusation. Was this a time for teasing? What's up with these women doing this to me all the time? First Jasmine, now E? E. I took her hand to pull her over as the train arrived. Oh my god, I just remember that joke. I can't remember if Hannah or Greta made. Talking to the E-girl over there, like, oh gosh. My god. Oh, are we done here? No more spying? If this had been Marco, I would have punched his shoulder. Even though I said I wouldn't leave the science lab, I did anyway for a very cursory search. So I thought, nothing new is there. The knife is still missing though, so literally any one of the other people could have taken it. That means someone else knows they have it. The next one was the one A had previously investigated. Huh. I thought it was a bit of a useless search, but I went to it anyway. The room was full of beds, supplies of medical kind, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I'm actually starting to think. I want to investigate the cabinet again now. I didn't know how to use any device in this room. I just wanted to try, even if I felt that curious need pulling me again. There was still no sign of a password. I found various items like a tablet, but it wasn't in order. Some other things stood out. Run into the puzzle they had to solve here. I reclined in the bed for a minute or so. It was rather comfortable. Huh. Still, I had a job to do, so I left the area and went down to the lobby. Just like the other stations, E had been left downstairs. Poor girl must have grown fairly bored by now. It's like twiddling her non-existent, you can't see your thumbs. Maybe that explained why she teased me not just once, but every time I came back down and told her about what I found. How I know all this? I came just familiar with Agnos. He saw most of it, but I did help out a little. Agnos. He let me touch an object, and I guess it had to do with opening a door to the button layout. The back gets a braille too, even though you didn't let me read that part. I was surprised. First of all, I now knew the old man's name, but also she didn't tease me. Agnos. Again with the weird names. That's probably just me not knowing different countries' names. Name racist. Not only that, but I also learned the dots at the back of the remote were braille. She was a goldmine information. How'd you not figure they were braille? But you should have taken me up there too. Given my state, I need an operation stat. You can be the doctor, right? Give me a scalpel, some gummy bears, and we can get you through the door and out in just 5 minutes flat. She smiled and I hit it halfway behind her hand. Perhaps I'd avoid the tease in the end. Nope, you never will. I sat in the face of all this while grabbing her hand and pulling over to the train. Since I'd arrived, it was time to head to the final station before I could explore a new one. The train, I took a seat much like E did. Well, you need a screwdriver to take a seat, but you know. I crossed my arms and decided to think over the subject of our names as Agnes when it became revealed to me. That's a weird way to reveal. Well, no, I guess it's not weird, but acquaintances, yeah. Come to think of it, I thought Jasmine was the one who came up with the nicknames. Then, at the time, it sort of makes sense, but I couldn't understand the point, but now that makes sense. Approaching station. Gymnase. Naze. Nose goes. Why would you want to hide her name? Or my name? They weren't really rare names. It wouldn't really identify us except for Agnos. That was a weird name. Jasmine had made them up at his suggestion. It wasn't like I knew E, G, and H's names either. And if I'm the suspicion, then I guess E's name has to start with, like, the letter E then. I guess her new name. I know I thought of a name for her, which will probably reveal soon. But, I have to think more, like, different anagrams for a tiny film that starts with the letter E. Maybe it's also a problem for one of them. I was curious, but I didn't feel right asking that first of the setup. I had the opportunity, but neither the courage or the willingness to be rude. I didn't want to ruin her companionship. She was comfortable. Not really nice, not really annoying, just comfortable. That was the best way to describe how I felt with her around. She was very soothing and calm, and I don't know, she was interesting. Very interesting. How many hours had it been since I arrived here? It must have been a few at least. That sandwich I found to consume was fairly far in the past now. Come to think of it, I blindly trusted that sandwich, didn't I? Well, don't you blindly trust food you see encountered in your day-to-day life? Of course you do. What if it had been poisoned? Oh, God. I shuddered the thought while I waited for the train to ride to the last of the 4 stations we were to re-explore. Unfortunately, I spent a little too long thinking about it. Very slow-acting amnesiac poison. In my daydream, my eagerness to reach the next station, I didn't realize that I already stopped there. By the time it did, the speaker spoke again. Approaching station, Igalise. Crap. The ninth person was at the gym station, and they would have avoided my notice. What were the chances of them being there anyway? What were the chances of there being a mobile person at all? The train stopped momentarily. Igalise. I disembarked with E, and I explained to her how this was an old station, but a new one, using a piece of paper which came from a quickly dwindling supply in my bag. Oh, that sounds good for me still. Sorry about all the trouble having to lug me around like a used person. I hope it can be more service soon. I couldn't really tell her age, but she looked remarkably young. I didn't believe she was a slightly older adult, but so maybe she was still in her late 20s. I wonder what she did. Did she study? Did she have a job? I wanted to ask her, but immediate, I couldn't do it. And I guess, like, she can't... Actually, I don't know, I was gonna think, like, oh, she pulled her by the hand, so never mind. I was thinking, like, when people, like, realize, like, you know, if she's technically, like, a robot, like, an ex machina, I think how it was in Birth Me Code, and literally, like, when you feel as a robot, or, like, the technology was so advanced to make it, like, the skin in that looks like an actual, like, feels like actual skin. Does that extend to, like, you know, the insides? I doubt it. We need to hurry up if we want to solve this room quickly. I'll ask her after we're done here. So I guess she just needs to watch out and don't, like, get any bruises or cuts. We enter the lobby. The door closed behind us as usual. Igalise. That sounds... interesting to know. Wasting no time, we went up the stairs. What greeted us up there when we arrived up there was strange. What is it? I knew what the speakers had said on the way here. They talked about a church. Igalise? However, never in my wildest dreams would I have figured out that it was literally a church. Are you... Oh my god, Simon. I have been in church in a very long time. And this is a big place. I looked up. The ceiling was very, very high. A part of me wanted to stick around to appreciate the architecture, but we were pressed for time. Huh? A church? How weird. I don't know how much use it can be. If you find anything, let me know. Using this sheet of paper, I shared with her my first impression. Issa on a bench following her words, and I was free to look around the place. Thinking flashbacks to the church room with Serbia. 2 pillars. The architecture of this place is incredible. I placed my own hand against the surface of a pillar. I could tell this was a real deal. But which church was this? It's not a really big room. If it's tall and wide, it's not as tall and as wide as churches you might find in a city. I wonder if this means I'm not over the ground here either. Remember what I thought about in the library. The windows there were non-existent, but this place had a few of them in the back and a few more along the walls near the pillars. So it's it's like stained glass, but there's nothing on their side. There's just like bright flashing lights behind it. Was it the same here? We could find here too? Most likely. Other pillar. This is the artist early in the security room. I was wondering. Just like I noticed, there's something hanging off the curvature. It was some kind of hooked object. That's way too high. I hope we don't need to bring it down because I'll never be able to reach up there. But Jasmine can't reach it and she's really tall. Maybe for several people, we could all hold each other in the tower and... Nah, no way. Yeah, only 2 people could come here. We come like a Tower of Babel. Considering the blind deaf girl named me, I thought it was an appropriate reference since we couldn't communicate together well. Oh yeah, that. He was sitting on one of the benches. That's right. She's still lonely. Aw, sad. Maybe I should talk to her and finally ask her what she does in life. If we could somehow tie that together with what I know already. Then what? What would that accomplish? The link between us? What would that tell me? I realized I didn't really have a reason to uncover this, but I had to cling into any piece of information that can help me understand Smiley's motive. We weren't grabbed without reason, right? What if that is the reason? There's no reason. We'll talk to you later. A sudden idea came upon me. If I broke these windows, maybe I could escape. Okay, see that plant? Okay, pick it up, chuck it. However, I didn't want to anger any sort of religious deity. As if there were any to smite me. Grabbing a pot, I flung it right at the window. The window resisted, so I tried again. Oh, it's bulletproof plexiglass. And again, and again, and again. No matter how many times I tried, whenever I threw the pot at the window, it only resulted in a loud noise without anything breaking. Go figure, it wouldn't be this easy. I tried banging the windows too. I picked stood in one of the side altars and... Oh, come on, stained glass windows aren't this solid, are they? They feel like metal. Maybe they were. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Maybe they were sheets of metal painted to look like stained glass windows. Then they did a pretty amazing paint job. It would explain the noise I heard every time I banged my fist against it. What is this? Oh, it's a, yeah. What's this thing called again? I think it's a pow stool. It's not a lectern. What the heckity heck is a lectern? The clergy uses a special electrical nomenclature. Please don't go use these big vocabulary words. What was it? Oh, right. It's called a pulpit. And interestingly, this one's got something on the surface. 3 lines of text engraved. A couple. Madeleine Love proclaims itself king and the queen of hearts. Rich in diamonds, coveted by many, they get beat with clubs. Oh, now I'm realizing, like, the different card suits. I don't think there's any, like, inputs anywhere, though. Unavoidable, as the king and queen put their riches before themselves. This definitely has to do with the card suits in the back. Huh. This thing has a name. Is it an altar? I forget it had a more specific name. It just looks like a long table, though. I've looked at it for a bit. Normally these things have cloth in to keep their surface clean. I brush my hand on the surface. No dust. Man, they like to keep this place sparkling clean. Wonder if someone in their life just clean this off first. This must have never been used yet. It was also completely clean. What a check mark means, though. This symbol again. Yeah. Surely must represent something important. What the hell is it, though? I saw it in Smiley's clasp, right? Is this some kind of weird religious cross? Interestingly enough, even if you feel the line from the bottom and ricochet along the symbol like it was hitting walls or something, you get one long entered line. Not sure if this has anything to be helpful, but may as well keep in mind, I guess. I immediately forgot about it. Oh my god. Instead, I brought my attention to the stained glass lineup around it. A small button in the bottom of each window. Oh. Technically, they're not windows, I guess, but I digress. I pressed the spades one. Nothing happened. Maybe it's a sequence. Oh. Okay, so that goes with this, but let's go with me. That's incense. If I was out of a jar of incense, it would be called a jar of absinthe. Instead of not being funny. Oh, what are you talking about? It's hilarious. I just had to write the joke down to a piece of paper. I sent it over to E, who took a bit of time to read it. Outsense? What is... Oh. The small pause until I realized a stupid pun. Her crystalline laughter echoed for several seconds. Blessed be her voice. Okay, tell us about your family, your life. Also, please tell me your driver's license, your social security number, and what do you like to do for lunch? As I walked by E, she sensed me and grabbed my arm. No. Hey, S, can you hear me? I want to talk about something I just thought about. I sat down on the bench next to her and fall louder that much. You probably never heard of it, but it's called the boy or girl paradox. Boy or girl paradox. There are 2 families, the Jones and the Smiths. The family name doesn't really matter, just for difference. The 2 families have 2 kids. The Jones really want boys. They want to be the odds and get 2 boys. Is this gonna go into a weird thing like, oh my gosh, we had 2 girls, you had 2 boys, let's swap. Oh boy. The first kid they got was, in fact, a boy. They rejoiced, and then they had a second kid to see if they could have the family envisioned. The question is, what are the probabilities the second younger one is a boy? 25... So it's like... Technically it's like... I was gonna say 25% for, like, if you had 2 boys. Because, like, 50, then times that again. Technically it's 50-50, but... No, I just remembered that one joke someone made about screw the whole thing about statistics and probabilities. Everything has a 50% chance of happening, because it either happens or it doesn't. Nothing else. I didn't know what to make of that question. I wrote 50% of the paper and handed it over, puzzled by the so-called paradox. She gave it back to me after beaming a smile. Yes, that's correct. It's 50%. Yeah. But the thing is, the Smiths actually have had 2 kids already. They also want boys, but sadly, one of them turned out to be a girl. Oh, God. Oh, it's not sad for the girl, though. All of them got over it, and she's just as treasured as she'd been a boy, mind you. Happy family. The idea is that one of their 2 children is a girl. Now, what are the probabilities both children are girls? I was confused. I gave you the 30% paper back, figuring I don't need to write anything else. That's correct. But it's also around the same time. How, though? She continued, explaining after giving me a short moment to express myself. Anybody would be surprised with relevation. See, in the first case, the first kid gender was already established. That was trying to think about the whole, like, it's like, first one is 50%, then the second one, you add or multiply that more, so, like, that's probably, like, 25%? I'm getting my math wrong. It's been a while since I did probability stuff. The second case, either kid could have been a girl. That means there were always 4 possibilities. Yeah, 25%. Both children are girls, both children are boys. The first one's a girl, and the second one's a boy, or the first one's a boy and the second one's a girl. So imagine it's like a sort of set zeros and ones. Oh, like binary computer stuff. The numbers 00, 01, 10, and 11. That way, if you know the first one is a 0, you can only have 00 or 01. If you don't know which one is a 1, though, your options are 01, 10, and 11. Oh, 75% then. Even though both cases you know one of the numbers, it's not because each of them have their spot. That's why it's a paradox. It's both 50% and 33% at the same time. You understand? What do you think would happen if Smith had 100 children instead of 2? If I asked you, what are the probabilities of all 100 children are girls if 99 of them are girls? I don't even want to think about that. According to this paradox, it would either be 50% or something incredibly low at the same time. Would that be a way to turn a low percent chance to a 50-50? I thought about it for a little bit, but all it did was make my head hurt. I think I sort of get it. Didn't make any sense. I asked her what she thought about all this. As I stood up and made my way out of the rows of benches, I heard her answer. I always think about Smiley's motive. It's strange that we were being let loose without any sort of guardrail. We can choose our teams. We can go mostly anywhere. What if the odds that their plans succeeding are so minuscule that they're banking on something like this? Oh, the law of really large numbers. What if this way, what they want to do is almost guaranteed to succeed because they're making our goals unclear? The wording mattered, so maybe it does for us too. Oh, it reminds me of that thing about, like, some, like, psychology experiments where there's also that thing about, like, if you're told a directive is, like, some, like, people who are, like, volunteers of the project will, like, sometimes, like, want to act in that role of, like, you know, what the directives are. And, like, that messes up the results of it, so people have to word it carefully, or essentially trick the volunteers just to get the results they want. That's product like this, yeah. Just rest, too. That's interesting to think about, though. Oh, yeah, map. I didn't look at that. Large thing. More bathrooms! Jasmine, how can you not have seen a bathroom every single time we went to these things? There's a bathroom everywhere. Oh my gosh. So that's where we came from, or we came from here. I'm assuming we came from here. And the church, this side. Oh, I think those look like confessional booths. Here is the scanners. Yeah. Guess it's all a matter of time of just guessing which ones. Oh, I think this. Oh. I think this is actually the puzzle. That's why this is here. Okay, this is the puzzle. A couple madly in love proclaim themselves King and Queen of Hearts. So it's a matter of order of the card suites. A couple madly in love proclaim themselves King and Queen of Hearts. So hearts, rich in diamonds, coveted by many to get beaten with clubs. Is it bad I immediately, like, every single time I play cards, I completely forget what the difference between clubs and spades are? I'm assuming the spade is this thing. I'm gonna assume this is club. Okay. I'm gonna be so pissed off if I got that wrong. Oh, God. Unavoidable as the king and queen put their riches before themselves. So, I'm assuming the spades are not used at all. Yeah, so hearts, diamonds, clubs, and diamonds again. Oh! Wait, no, diamonds? Diamonds... No, it's a 3 symbol thing, so diamonds, hearts, then club. I mean with clubs. Unavoidable, king and queen for themselves. King and queen together to make a pair. Writing clearly makes a point to mention riches too. This is for the diamonds? Okay, so I'm assuming if we click that more and more, it's gonna give us more of a hint. So let's see. For ourselves, diamond. Press the button to the stained glass of diamonds. Okay, then since they mentioned a pair, so 2 hearts. 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 And clubs? Okay, I pressed the button underneath the stained glass of clubs. Which I did, since I apparently entered the sequence in the correct order, something happened nearby. I turned around, the altar opened inside nearest to me. Noise. Oh, there we go. I walked behind the altar door open in the back. There's a lot of machinery underneath. Some gears are spinning in empty space. Huh. The gears of fate turning! If the gears had been closer, they would have formed an uninterrupted chain. Yet I didn't see how I could have moved them. The socket below was clearly indicating I need a lever of some sort. Maybe I can go ask Eve for some wisdom about this. Do you know anything about the gears of fate? The self-principle thing or whatever? Consistency principle, I remember vaguely that from the ending. I confer with Eve over the mechanism in the back of the altar. You said there are gears, correct? Let me take a feel so I know what it is. I hastily added that some of the cogs were moving, and it might be dangerous. Your hand could get stuck in there. That's a shame, but what about the rest? Are they immobile? I confirmed that fact. This is quickly churning through my stash of paper. Gosh dang it. What Eve was debating what to do, I thought it strange this room didn't have a spare lever somewhere to push into the socket. That, or... maybe the plants are like, you know, real? Or, well, it doesn't matter if they're real or fake. We just, like, snap a twig off, then just jam into the gears so we can actually, like, you know, I guess stop and, like, do something? You think this place wouldn't have a puzzle like that impossible? Impossible? I think I get it. But what do the cogs look like first? I couldn't draw a picture since you couldn't see, so I described them instead. The various gears were metallic and held with large axles. The one gear that could move seemed to have some sort of empty socket in the middle. The other piece of machinery underneath, but none of them looked like they could move. Okay, I'm assuming that's another gosh dang puzzle, but we can't do, so yeah. An empty socket, you say? Maybe we could stick something there and move it to move the gear. There's a hole in the end of the axle like that. Oh, that's right. Maybe we could do that in the liberates of red herring. It said that what I'm looking for is a smaller stick. I had to look around every nook and cranny again to find that little metal stick. Oh boy. Let's look at this. We can look at that side. I glanced into the large pot entrance in the altar. This thing was burning. This place would become spiritually charged. Didn't have anything to burn it with, though. Absolutely mindedly dragged a finger to the incense. Wait. Hold on. What's this? Dug into it. She's taking a handful of something shiny stuck in the pot. Turned it over and dropped its contents to the ground in a big mess. This is a metallic stick. Well, since I saw incense, like there's like, you know, those sticks that, you know, you burn, so I was thinking that immediately. That's just what I was looking for. Who knew that to find I had to make the incense become outcense? Well, you gotta make it all make sense somehow in the end. There we go. Didn't understand how you can get the hooked object off. We definitely have to come back to get that, whatever it is. He didn't even describe it. Following Eve's advice and trying manually moving the cogs. There's no way this is gonna work. It worked with the axle. The cogs connected, and careful not to get my hand stuck in there, removed myself from the premises. A panel opened on the side of the altar in the back. I'd been so silent, hadn't moved closer beforehand, I wouldn't have noticed it. The mechanism of this place is well maintained. The panel, there was the other piece of technology, a small terminal of sorts. The display was a bunch of numbers. 8, 6, 2, 4, 1, 3, 7, and 5. And even though I know there's no puzzle to see, I'm just gonna write that down from, no reason. 8, 6, 2, 4, 1, 3, 7, and 5. There we go. I guess this is our code to escape. I walked back downstairs to the benches, deciding to fetch E. Before he left, though, remembered I wanted to investigate the possible link everyone shared. I need to ask her some things to be certain of my hunch. I really want to know about it before we end this. I wrote my question on a sheet of paper. What do I do? Part of my recent loss of vision and hearing, I studied at the University of Montreal. I was surprised by that. Once again, I found something adding to the theory involved in the university. Marco, Ray, her, and I shared that school. Huh. Not just any university, that one in particular. I wonder, like, if technically that was also part of the Times greater plan. I'm still thinking and convinced, like, this is not, like, this game itself, the dating game, is not performed by her. It's, like, literally, like, Smiley. How old was Marco when, like, that happened? Like, 2013, so, like, 7, 8, like, jeez. It was, like, a kid or, like, a very preteen or something like that. Like, jeez. I was shared at school, not just any university, that one in particular. My disabilities were a recent development. Before that, I was a student in the field of applied nomadics. It's a very secretive field researching, it's kind of hard to explain. It's about what thought is and what constitutes thoughts. That would make sense why we want to go that. I took extended courses in personality studies and neurology as well. It's all very complex. Anyway, that's what I did before my incident, though I never really got to do much in the applied side of that field. It was mostly theory. In the university, you have to take unrelated courses to help your curriculum. Like, that's, what was the word? I forget the word. A sooner ability to do the practical parts stem from the dumb practice. Yeah, it would make sense once you would, like, understand, like, personalities and, like, emotions and all that. Like, yeah, actually, to me, like, that sounds really interesting. Like, extremely interesting. Then again, I didn't take it for someone who wanted to mess with thoughts and what thoughts were. Just let me into your brain so I can scramble your mind around. I took a brief moment to think about what Marco studied in. It's also a scientific field, but I just couldn't remember what it was. Dang, your memory's going worse. It too was something strange like that. Sudden flash of inspiration hit me. That's right. A was a researcher too. Villman showed a tangential link to those two. He was a researcher, which sounds scientific. And there was E and Marco both studying that stuff. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like, there's a whole thing in, like, how in Zero Escape, some characters, like, what is the word? Like, Esper is, like, Emma. The more, like, it's, like, demonstrated the most in VLR, Purchase Less Reward, that I'm, the main character in Phi, where, like, you know, compared with other pairs of Espers, like, Tenyoji, Alice, and, Clover, and, like, that added to, like, you know, the end goal of the game. Like, the whole thing. I wonder if that has something to do with here, like, the whole, everyone, like, people are researchers of, like, you know, complex science. It has something to do here. Because they know about, like, the different, like, you know, scientific terminology. That's the kind of thing they want to use to get their goal. The law of really large numbers. A miracle happens every day, so make a miracle happen the time we're here. The element shared attention linked to those two. These researchers sensitive together. There was an E marker plus studying that stuff. All this left me without a link for Jasmine and the twins. Perhaps I was the link between Jasmine and science. So when something like Marco, A, and E related to science in some way, Marco, E, Ray, and I related by the fact we belonged to that university, and Jasmine and I related because we knew each other, that left the twins. I'll need to ask the twins if they shared any sort of link with Jasmine. I would have to wait until we were all in the same place, so the lounge was my next destination. For now, I took E's hand to pull into the lobby. Are we done here? Amazing. Those marked to be fast, ass. I definitely have. I'm definitely not a fast investigator. To be able to finish so quickly, I started to think I needed quite a while before I finished. But anyway, I was thinking she couldn't hear me, so I took the train back to our hangout spot. The trip back to the lounge was remarkably quiet, even if I could hardly contain my excitement. Yeah, but I'll think of these off here. Like, that, like, You know, we haven't, like, discovered much, like, looking like the other rooms. Probably because, like, everyone, like, found their own different things in their own puzzle rooms and that. Trying to think. It must be something to do with, like, yeah, the university and, like, some people are, like, in various sciences, works. Or, like, just the fact, like, you know, what people study in it actually applies to, like, you know, that's actually what applies here to the whole grand scheme of their plan? I doubt it. I'm assuming, like, from what my memory is of Marco, like, he has different, entirely different, like, research thing than yeah, Marco was a pseudoscience, then E's, like in this case, is all about personality, thoughts, and feelings. Yeah. And we don't know about Agnos's technical... Yeah. Don't know about his thing yet because he's being very vague about that. And Jasmine and Simon were, like, big about... I guess they took art, but, you know, Simon took it and he did not follow along with it at all. Some, tangential knowledge, and with, Marco, with his, yeah, he probably, like, picked up, like, bits and pieces of both sides of the coin. And twins, like, technically had first-hand knowledge with the whole thing birthed Miko, but I don't even know if, like, technically NTS would know about that whole shabacle. Plus, they were... That's the thing, like, if, like, that game happened, like, years ago, like, Birth Me Code happened years ago before this game, how are they still teenagers here? Like, they were, like, cryogenically frozen or something like that, or... Maybe. Doesn't make too much sense. Because that was the Titan's plan, to get them to be... You know, from the, like, you know, to hide them from the MTS's, like, you know, view, like they were missing for years, because, like, that's what the plot point of, like, the whole cast, like, people, like, My Emptiness, like, you know, was kidnapped and then, like, kept, like, you know, missing for years, and the game happened, and then, yeah. And they had knowledge of the subway explosion for technically last month in this game's timeline. So they were out recently just to be kidnapped? That's a weird thing to think about. Well, I guess we'll see how this all turns out from those developments. So, hope you have a fun time watching as I am playing this. See you next time, the time may be, and I'll hope you have a fantastic day.